Welcome everybody to a brand new visual novel series. Been met by a lovely image here. Everlasting Summer, episode 1. Welcome to the new gaming series. Yay! It's not really a game, but okay. We all know it's not a game, okay? It says it's a game. It's not really a game. It's a visual novel. It's a story. It's an interactive story. It's like completely different. Anyway. Argue with me in the comment section, I don't care. Anyway, so I just had to like sign a bloody terms and conditions and then I went onto the page, and the page is like super dodgy. It doesn't seem right. But anyway, I'm doing this just for the fun, just playing it for the fun of it, and hoping you guys do. But yeah, so I'm going to read all this. This game is a work of fiction, and its author's imagination. It does not aim to offend, insult, or discriminate anyone on a religious, social, economical, species, or any other basis. Any violation of the player's aesthetic, sensitivity, active citizenship, or any other spiritual impulse lies on their conscience. Basically saying, if you're triggered by this, it's your fault. Any resemblance of the characters to your real or imaginary friends, because I'm passive-aggressive, neighbours, colleagues, Topaz? Who's Topaz? Is entirely coincidental. All the heroines are of 18 years old and have confirmed their consent on participating in this game in written form. An excerpt from the screenwriter's medical history can be provided on demand. Jesus, they've gone really hard on this. The game does not contain any propaganda of voluntary or not ending one's life. Okay, not a single mascot, animal, or human was hurt during the creation of this game. Happy reading. If that isn't foreshadowing, that is like... foreshadow, just one big foreshadow across this bloody window. Oh my goodness. Let's carry on, shall we? I don't know anything about this. I had to change it. I think it's a Russian game? Yes. I have changed it to English. Oh, hello. This is cool. Music's really weird. So it's made by Soviet... Give me a sec here. Do the news. Where is it? Soviet Games. Literally made by a company called Soviet Games. Okay. Yeah, and that's all I really know about the game. Unlike Doki Doki, which I didn't really know a lot about, and unlike Katawa Shouju, which I knew a little bit about, I know absolutely zero about this game, other than the blurb I told you at the end of Katawa Shouju. And if you want to, if you're interested in that, go watch it. I'll stick it in the doobly-doo. I guess we'll start a new game, shall we? Let's get straight into this new game. New game, dear pioneer, you are on the verge of wondrous discoveries. The doors of the most wonderful place in the world, our favourite camp, Sovionok, have opened before you. You'll remember this session for the rest of your life. Welcome. I just want to say, because this game kind of foreshadowed it, right, and I hope they don't get offended either, but I'm probably going to put a bad Russian accent on, so I apologise in advance. It's very interesting. Nice music. I love the cursor. It's very red alert. I was having that dream once again. That dream. Same thing every night. But it's all forgotten in the morning as usual. Maybe it's for the best. Only a glimpse of memory will remain, of gates half opened, as if inviting me somewhere with two frozen stone pioneers standing close by. And also that strange girl, who keeps asking me, what's going on? What's happening? Hobbycock. Hobbyhook? Will you come with me? But where? And why? And where am I anyway? Of course, if it all happened in real life, I would certainly have been scared. Well, what else would one expect to feel? But this is just a dream. The same one I see every night. There must be a reason. You don't have to know where or why to realize. Something is really happening. Something desperately seeking my attention. Since everything that surrounds me here is real as things in my own flat, I could open the gates, hear the Kinjis creak, brush the crumbling dust away with my hand, inhale the fresh cool air and shiver from the cold. I could do that to pick myself up. Take a step, move my hand. But this is a dream. I understand that, but what of it? What does my understanding change? Because here's just like any... because here's... It's just like on the other side of the cracked screen of an old TV, which struggles to fight against static noise and strives to show its audience everything without missing a single detail. But the picture is getting blurry. I must be waking soon. I love the owl. Hello. His eyes blazed. Maybe I should ask her something. The girl. What's her name? About the stars, for instance. Why the stars, though? I'd rather ask about the gates. Yes, the gates. She would be so surprised. Or better, why the dot over an I was called a tittle, but the dot over a J was called a superscript dot. What the fuck? Nice letters. As if they don't exist anymore. Still, what do letters, gates, and stars have to do with this place? Because even if I'm having this dream every night, which will be forgotten soon anyway, I've got to look for answers here and now. And there, if you look carefully, you can see the Magellanic Clouds. As if I'd ended up in the southern hemisphere. In a dream, there are small things that catch your attention. An unnatural color of grass. Impossible curves of straight lines. With their own distorted reflection. While the real danger, which could put an end to everything right here and now, seems trivial. It's natural. Since here, you cannot die. I know it for sure. I've done it hundreds of times. But if you cannot die, is there a point in living? I should ask the girl. She's a look. She should know. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. I should ask her about the owl, for example. This is why you recognize. This is why you recommended this to me. One strange bird it is. Though it doesn't matter. Will you come with me? And every time I have to answer. It's the only way. Otherwise the dream will never end, and I will never wake up. Yes, I'll come with you. No, I'll stay here. I have no fucking clue. I'm gonna flip a coin. Actually, no, I'm gonna flip a wood burning. So heads is oh yes, I'll come with you. Yes, I'll come with you. Okay. Hashtag flip a wood burning. Yes, I'll come with you. Every time it's so hard to decide on the answer. Where am I? What am I doing here? Who is she? Why does so much of my life depend on this answer? Or maybe it doesn't. It's just a dream after all. Just a dream. That. I bloody no idea, mate. I don't bloody know what's going on. Oh. About to click. Okay. Ooh. Okay. 4chan. Alright. Please don't let it be. It's even weirder. The screen stared at me as if it was alive. Sometimes it really did seem to me that it was conscious of itself, had its own thoughts and wishes, ambitions, that it had feelings, could love and suffer. As if in our relationship the screen wasn't an instrument. It was me who was a lifeless piece of plastic and text-to-light. There is some truth in that. Probably because the computer provides 90% of my communication with the outside world. anonymous image boards, some chats from time to time, rarely ICQ or Jabba, and forums even more rarely. ICQ though! ICQ! Used to use it all the time. People on the other side of the internet cable simply do not exist. All of them are simply creations of its sick imagination, an error in the source code or a kernel bug, which started living a life of its own. This go away, Bub. I mean, Yom. If one looked at my existence from outside, such thoughts would seem crazy, and a psychologist would surely give me a bunch of sophisticated diagnosis and maybe write me a doctor's referral to the loony bin. These cutscenes are so long. Holy craps. A small apartment with no signs of repair or any semblance of order in it, and always the same view out the window on the grey megalopolis. Megalopolis. Running somewhere day and night. Such are the conditions of my life. This is weird. It's weird. Is this weird? Am I right to be weirded? Well, of course, it did not start like this. I was born, went to school and finished it, like all the others. I was accepted at a university, where I spent a year and a half trailing behind and struggling. I drifted through several jobs. Sometimes it was working out quite well, sometimes I was even getting decent money for it. But it all felt like it was not mine, as if taken from another man's biography. I wasn't living life to the fullest. It was looping over and over in monotonous circles. Like in the movie, Groundhog Day. Just that I have no choice in how to spend my day, and every day repeated itself, the same vicious spiral. Spiral of emptiness, misery, and despair. For the last few years, I just sat in front of the screen all day. Sometimes there are menial jobs, sometimes my parents helped me. All in all, I was able to provide for myself. No wonder really, since my needs are quite minor. I hardly ever leave my home, and my communication with other people almost exclusively consists of online correspondence with the anonymous, who have no real name, no gender, no age. So in brief, a quite typical life of a quite typical antisocial person of its time. Kind of Donnie Darko on a minor scale without doomsday-related visions. Maybe some highly respected author. Oh! Will write a novel about me and it will become a contemporary classic of modern literature. Or I will write one myself. However, what's the point of fooling myself? I tried many times but couldn't even come up with a simple short story. I tried to learn many other things as well. Not gifted enough to draw. Programming got bored. Foreign languages takes too much time. The only thing I loved doing was reading. But still, I never would have called myself a scholar. Perhaps I was an ace at watching anime and a grandmaster of lame internet jokes. You mean memes, my friend. If I were to get paid for it, I would probably be a happier person and a richer person too. But I doubt it would fill the hole inside me. Pretty good, like anime, well, drawings in this. Today was another typical day of a typical failures typical life. And today is the day when I have to go to my university reunion. Frankly speaking, I really didn't want to. What is the point? The time I spent with them was so short. However, I was persuaded by a friend, my former university mate, and one of the few with whom I kept in touch other than through the internet. God damn it, go faster. Jesus. Faster. These are all really cool. Do that. Yep. Is that me? Kind of, maybe looks like me. Has a thinner face. A frosty evening. Bus stop, waiting. I never liked winter. Though hot summer is not my season either. Ah man. It's just that I see no reason to point out any particular time of the year. It doesn't matter much what the weather is outside when you stay at home 24/7. The bus today was running so late that I was about to curse it all and spend my last few hundred rubles for a taxi. The idea of just returning home didn't cross my mind for some reason. As usual, millions of thoughts flew through my mind, but there was not a single useful one to seize on. Such a thought that you could bring into existence, give a shape, turn into an idea and put it into practice. Maybe I could start my own business. Where would I get the money from? Maybe I could go back to working in an office. No way. Maybe I should try freelancing. But what skills do I have? And who would I want? And who would want me after all? I suddenly remembered my childhood. Or rather, my teen years. The time when I was 15 to 17 years old. Why exactly those years? No idea. I guess it's because back then everything was much more simple. It was easier to make decisions, so complicated now and so simple then. Waking up in the morning, I knew exactly how my day was going to pass, and I always eagerly looked forward to the weekend. Then I could get some rest and have time for the things I liked. Computer, football, going out with friends. Then, at the beginning of the next week, I'd take up my studies again. Back then, there were no such worrying questions like why, who needs it, what will change if I do it, or what will not change. Simple lifestyle, so casual for any normal person, and so odd to myself today. That careless childhood age, it was also then that I met my first love. Her appearance and personality vanished from my memory. Only her name remains, like a brief line from a social network profile, along with the feelings which overwhelmed me when I was with her. Affection, tenderness, the desire to care for her and to protect her. Sadly, it didn't last long. Today, I can hardly imagine something like that happening. I would probably like to meet the girl, but I don't know how to start the conversation. What on earth to discuss and how to attract her? Well, I haven't met any suitable girls for a long time. But where could I meet one anyway? The sound of an engine brought me back to reality. A bus pulled over. There was something abnormal about it, I thought. Then again, it doesn't matter. Only the 410 runs this route. I love the art style, man. It's cool, man. Love it. Whoa. I'm sorry, what? We ghost ride in this shit? Street lights pass me by. It's as if their cold light sparks inside of me, trying to ignite feelings long dead. Maybe not ignite, just awaken them. Because those feelings, they have been living in me for a long time, slumbering and waking up again. The driver's radio was playing some very familiar tune, but I wasn't listening to it. I was watching the cars passing by through the fogged-up window. Because people are always rushing somewhere, chasing something they need, stuck in their own little worlds. Why would I care about mine? Why would they care about mine? They probably have their own serious problems, or maybe they have much easier lives. You can't know for sure, since all people are different. Or are they? Sometimes someone's actions can easily be predicted, but if you tried to look inside his soul, you would only see impenetrable darkness. The bus was approaching downtown, and my thoughts were interrupted by the bright city lights. Hundreds of billboards, thousands of cars, millions of people. I watched this light show and somehow I got terribly sleepy. My eyes closed for just a moment, and then... Yup. Black screen. What's going on there? Whee! What's occurring? Animations? Oh, no cursor, okay. Man, I really love this animation style, it's so cool. Just like the intro? Oh, hello, pretty lady. Oh, spoilers. I don't know what your name is. You can't just say Kiaba. I'm gonna have to make up these names as I go, aren't I? Dubious. Aha? Those are some knickers. Yabkia? Yabkia? Anuka? I did pick English when I started this, by the way. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, okay? Mookie? Because we went for Lily last time, my bros, we're not going for the blonde one. Unless she has something amazing. Yes, Beko Hiri Ho Nemo. I picked the English version then. Where is it? Day 1. Bright daylight struck my eyes. First I didn't pay attention that I wasn't fully awake yet. On their own, my legs carried me towards the door. Semyon. Damn, looks like I fell asleep and missed my stop. There was no door. I looked around the bus and realized that it wasn't as a good old worn-out Lias. Instead, the bus was an Icarus model, a new one. I froze in shock. How? What? Am I dead? Have I been kidnapped? No, I must be dead. I patted myself down feverishly, slapped myself painfully in the face a few times, banged my forehead on the back of one of the bus seats. Clear. If I'm still alive. You can still feel pain when you're dead. How could this happen? Maybe I slept for too long and ended up at the bus depot. And then what? Did they just put me onto another bus? I rushed out and took a look around. Greenery wherever I looked. Tall grass on the roadside, trees, flowers. Summer. How? It was winter just a moment ago. But my head was aching unbearably, as if it was going to explode. Slowly I began to remember. What the hell is going on? Whoa! Oh man, I can't get my screenshotter. A long road, running off the distance, into the distance. Forest, plains, fields, lakes and forest again. I think I was sleeping, but then can I remember all of it? Then, a gap. Some girl leaning over me. Softly whispered something into my ear. Then a gap again. Then I woke up here. Who was that strange girl? Or was she just a dream? For some reason, thinking about her made me feel better and calmed me down a little. I felt warmth all over, coming from the inside. Could it be her brought me here? Then I need to find her. And the best place to look for her is away from here. I rushed to the left, then to the right, then stopped, hesitating over where to go. Finally, I ran into the direction from which the bus had probably came. Spooky music, by the way. Love it. Physical exercise does refresh one's mind. Thoughts become clearer, and it gets a little easier to evaluate the surrounding reality. Not in my case, however. I was sitting on the roadside, wheezing and trying to ease my sore throat by gulping breaths of hot air. In any case, the run did its job. The fear withdrew for a while. Maybe I really am just dreaming. Though recalling my self-harm on the bus, I immediately rejected the idea. I am neither dreaming nor dead. A narrow road ran through the field and far into the distance. That exact same road from my dream. I must be very far away from home. It's not just that it was winter yesterday and it's summer now. It's the whole environment. Of course, summer is usually like this, green and hot, but here everything is not entirely lifelike. Everything looks like it was taken from the paintings of Russian landscape artists of the 19th century. The grass is just too lush. The bushes are not like what bushes should be. They're so thick that you can't see anything through them. Like treetops, honestly. The trees themselves? The forest was quite far away, but the trees looked as if they had closed their ranks and were just waiting for the order to advance onto the fields and plains. I caught my breath and looked at the bus, which was now barely visible. That was a good run. Fear overtook me once again. Those power lines. There must be people here. What does it mean? In fact, that means nothing at all. Would they have power lines even in hell? Roasting sinners over hot coals? That's so last century. I must have reached the point of no return after which you should either lose your mind completely or finally try to understand what is going on. While I still have a choice, I should pick the second option. I slowly headed back to the bus. Of course, it was scary. Not likely to find an answer in the fields or the woods, and this wretched bucket of bolts is the only kind of link that I have with the real world. I should carefully scout the area, but geez, that went super fast. So much has happened. Holy crapperolis. Is this the save? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. This has been episode 1 of Everlasting Summer. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please give a like and share so other people can see it too. Right, and I know that you like them. If you have any positive or negative comments to make, please also let me know. Like, is my accent bad? Is it good? Please let me know. Right? You're gonna probably hear a lot more. Yeah. Yeah, and if you have any other recommendations for other visual novels that are like this, Doki Doki, Katawa Shoujo, etc., etc., then please let me know too so I can get to work on them. Yeah. Freaking weird. Anyway, I have been Owl, and now I am most definitely out. I'll see you tomorrow, where we venture into Obiok. Bye.